Your guests aren't complaining, they're just not coming back. Most hospitality businesses that lose customers don't lose them over bad food. They lose them over things that never show up in a review, never generate a complaint, and never get discussed in a team meeting. A recent survey said that 96% of dissatisfied customers never complain. They just simply don't come back. And you never find out why. So today, I'm going to walk you through 8 things that I think are quietly costing operators repeat business every single week. None of them are obvious, but logical, and every single one of them will send your regulars somewhere else if you don't pay attention. Killer number 1, slow first contact. When guests walk in and nobody acknowledges them within the first 10 seconds, something subtle but powerful happens. The brain reads the silence as social rejection. It's not rational, but hospitality is driven by emotion, not logic. The fix though is simple, but it has to be deliberate. One defined person whose job every shift is the door. It's not whoever's free, dedicate it to a person. And acknowledge the guest in the first 10 seconds. Even a simple hello will solve everything. Killer 2, the first drink gap. The moment the guest sits down, there's a tiny window that either builds momentum or quietly kills it. Until that first drink lands on the table, they're in limbo. 5 minutes to them feels like 10. 10 minutes and the mood has already shifted. And that's even if nothing else has gone wrong. The first drink is an emotional anchor. Get it there quickly and the whole visit has momentum. It breeds atmosphere. But delay it and you're already going to be playing catch up. Killer 3, stressed and rushed staff. Customers genuinely mirror the emotional state of the room. Now, when your team look flustered, your guests tense up. They feel it. The food might be brilliant, but if the people serving them feel tense, the people served, the customers, they feel tense too. But they won't again just tell you. They'll just choose somewhere calmer next. The root cause of stressed staff is almost certainly a process problem, not a people problem. Count how many times someone on your floor leaves the table to go to a fixed till point during a shift. Every one of those journeys, for instance, is time away from your guests and a micro stressor on your team and your customers. They genuinely feel it. Killer 4, staff who take orders but don't guide the experience. In my opinion, there's a meaningful difference between a member of staff who takes orders and one who guides an experience. Order taking is mechanical. Hospitality is about emotional leadership. So with my team, we stopped calling it taking orders, but call it hosting the table. The best upsell isn't a technique, it's warmth. A team member who describes the salted caramel tart with genuine enthusiasm will always outsell someone who asks simply, do you want a pudding? They outperform them every single time. Killer 5, invisible guests. This happens in the gap between courses, when someone's glass has been empty for 8-9 minutes and no one's noticed. The guest isn't in crisis, nothing's wrong, but they've quietly shifted from feeling attended to feeling invisible. So build proactive habits into how your team works. Check back. Touch points between each course is a great idea. An eye in the room between every action, not just when passing through. Catch the invisible guests before they become a lost regular. Killer 6, a dessert offer that feels like an afterthought. Dessert is often the emotional high point of a meal, and yet in venue after venue, the offer I find is often rushed, mumbled, or missed entirely. Do you want to see the dessert menu? Delivered by someone already half turned towards the next table. I don't understand it because desserts carry strong margins, and the conversation responds directly to how the offer is made, in my opinion. Coach your team to present it as a moment, not an obligation. Guests who enjoy a great dessert are much more likely to return because the meal felt complete rather than abrupt. It felt like an experience. Killer 7, technology that dictates instead of supports. Every time someone on your team has to navigate a clunky system or queue at a fixed terminal during a busy night to input an order, their attention leaves the floor. Customers don't consciously blame the technology, but they do notice that the service feels distracted. The right standard is simple. Technology in hospitality should be invisible to the guest and liberating for the staff members. The venue that gets that right aren't the ones that avoid technology, they're the ones that embrace it and configure it so it works well around their service model, not the other way around. Killer 8, attention drop-off at the end. Now this, in my opinion, is the most dangerous one of all. Many people think that subconsciously, once the main course and dessert are done, that's it. But it isn't. Psychologists call it the peak end rule. Our memory of an experience is disproportionately shaped by how it ends. But on the plus point, a strong ending recovers almost anything that's happened before it. But a weak ending poisons almost anything and the great service you've given during the meal. So train your team to understand that the final 5 minutes are commercially as important as the first 5. That last interaction, when it goes well, is the moment to ask how the evening was. To make them feel so fuzzy and warm that their return is something that they are looking forward to just as much as you. That's where loyalty is, and it's either secured or slightly lost in those moments. Now, none of these things will ever show up in a review, and none of them will ever generate a complaint, because your guests aren't going to pull you aside and tell you when they're not coming back. As I've said, they just quietly stop. But operators who consistently fill their rooms on quiet Tuesdays, as well as busy Saturdays, have already worked this out, and that repeat business is either won or lost in the invisible moments. And they have built their service model around it and protecting those customers and that repeat business. If this has been useful, share it with someone in hospitality you think may need to hear it. And if you want to talk through any of it, you know where we are.